One of the key instruments that the Institute has effected is called the Customer Satisfaction Index of Singapore, or the CSISG, where we measure and benchmark companies. And the main impact of this is that for the first time, there is a national study where companies are actually able to benchmark themselves against one another in the area of customer satisfaction.
The CSISG is an index that measures across a whole range of industries and subsectors in Singapore. Companies would then come to us and ask us for some of the findings and insights that we have, and we get a chance to present to those companies. So usually those are very exciting because then you see how the data hits the ground and how they then interact with the data and try to figure out what they can do to increase their competitive advantage.
The interesting thing about the work that we are doing is because we are constantly seeing companies evolving, and we have seen the country evolving as well. The customers and service issues that Singapore faced 10 years ago are vastly different than the issues the country is facing today. Today at the Institute of Service Excellence, the solutioning that we look at is not necessarily just service-oriented, but it's also process-oriented. It's about how you can do more with less and still maintain customer centricity. The concept of service excellence over the years has changed considerably. Today, the environment our service companies operate in is completely different than when the Institute started 10 years ago. Products have become ubiquitous, really, because everybody has access to an e-commerce platform. I don't need to buy from Singapore anymore. I can buy whatever I want from all around the world. What is going to distinguish companies and customers, and what is going to keep customers loyal to companies, is really how valued they feel by the companies and how much they feel the companies understand their needs.
When we talk about service excellence, we're really talking about customer experience. So when we talk about customer experience, then it's really about a few things. The branding, the journey that customers go through, and even the touch points that you go through. So all these things that the customers interact with the companies. Customer satisfaction is driven by perceived overall quality, customer expectation, and perceived value. And the idea is that if customer satisfaction is done well, it would lower complaint rates and increase customer loyalty. So to improve, the companies should look at the entire spectrum of all these things and try to figure it out. Go down, become the customer, and try to figure out what the customers actually go through. Companies should look at the entire process and think through of what they want to improve and conduct an iterative process of improvement. So I think what the Institute has done is really get everybody to look at the customer instead of just looking at themselves.
Companies who focus their customer-centric efforts around data and understanding data and examining data and designing their policies and their processes around what the data is telling them are going to be companies that truly distinguish themselves from their competitors. The learning over the last 10 years is, as an institute that wants to make an impact, we must always remember that we need to be relevant to the industries and the companies that we're trying to influence. And we need to work very, very closely with them to understand their issues so that whatever work we do in the institute stays relevant to what they are facing on the ground every single day.